Precisely. Two best buds. Precisely. Drinking beer and talking about stuff. Precisely. Bo and Tony. Precisely. Playing and reviewing games.
Precisely. What's up, Tony?
What's up, Bo?
Chillin', man. How are you?
Good, man. Enjoying my week.
Me too. I was outside mostly all of today, out hiking and stuff. A lot of fun. Beautiful out. Brought the Game Boy.
Yeah, it was definitely a great day. Sun was out all day.
Yeah, like 70, 75. Very fun. So, what's new with you?
Oh, not much. You know, we're getting into spring a little bit, and I'm liking that.
I'm liking it too.
And just the normal stuff. Been playing a little bit of A Link to the Past.
Just a little?
Well, a good bit, I would say.
Yeah. I think you might be farther than I am.
Maybe a little bit.
But we'll get to that. So this is Precisely Podcast number 14. This is a podcast where we drink beer and talk about video games and occasionally some random stuff. So what beer are you drinking?
I have a Stone Delicious IPA.
Is it delicious?
It's good, but it's not delicious is not the word I would use. But it's alright.
Describe it to me.
It's mellow. It's maybe a little hazy, a little fruity. But it's probably just a standard IPA, I'd say.
Okay. I'm drinking Flying Dog Night School Hazy IPA, and it's pretty damn good. It's a good New England style IPA. Not overly fruity, though, but definitely hazy through the bottle. But solid beer, nonetheless. So, Tony.
Yeah, what have you been playing this week? I know you've been playing a couple other games. I know you got a new one, right? Just this week.
Yeah, I got a bunch of games, actually, in the mail. Been playing more Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze with the wife. She is hooked on it, and we've unlocked almost all the secret levels in it. We're probably 95% complete on that game, which is insane for how hard it is. And I sort of gave up on it. I was like, I'm done playing this, babe. So she started her own file to play by herself, and it's crazy to see her improvement with it. So with that, I bought Donkey Kong Returns for the Nintendo Wii off my buddy Deadbit Villain. Shout out to you, Deadbit. He hooked me up with a really good price for a loose disc and like a custom case for it. So looking forward to playing that with her. Besides that, I got Axiom Verge for the Wii U from Limited Run Games. And Limited Run is notorious for being very, very slow on getting games to you. Usually you pre-order them and it will take 6 to 8 months until you actually get the game.
Wow, that's a long time to wait.
Long time. So long that you usually forget that you ordered games, and then finally it comes in the mail, or you see someone get it on Instagram before you and you're like, oh shit, I ordered that too. But this game came real quick, and I'm guessing it's because it's for the Wii U, and they still have all the machinery that makes Wii U games, and they're not backed up making any Wii U games, so it literally came within like 2 weeks of ordering it, which was really cool. Have not cracked it open yet. I wanted to, but I played it on my PS Vita, and wow, it's a really fun game. Have you ever played Metroid?
Yeah, I have.
Super Nintendo Metroid, like 2D Metroid?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's pretty much a mock-up of Metroid. It's a 2D side-scroller platforming game where you find new items, upgrades to advance to different areas. You're like this young guy that like gets sucked into this world, and he's like, where am I? He like wakes up in this like cyborg world, and he's like, what am I doing? He like finds a gun that's like attached to his arm, pretty much like Samus in Metroid. And you just jump around, find more power-ups. I got pretty far in it, and it made me be like, should I, hold on to the Wii U version before opening it? I probably will open it, but not quite yet. I only open my games when I'm ready to play them, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I don't have the time to invest into it, but with the PS Vita, because I can take that anywhere with me, I'd be more than willing to play that. Because we've been playing a lot of Link to the Past, and that's been taking up a lot of time. So with that, I've been sort of needing a break from it, something different. I got my VR hooked up back again, like something got wonky with it and it wasn't working for my wife. So she asked me to fix it. Figured it out. It was just the camera needed recalibrated. So I played some Beat Saber the other day. Super fun. They released new tracks too with like a DLC package. So I was listening to those. I didn't purchase them, but got to play a few rounds and it just felt really good. Beating up blocks, slashing blocks, red and blue blocks.
Yeah, that's a fun game. It's really easy to get into, I think.
Yeah.
But I can't play too much of it, maybe 15 minutes.
You're scared of VR.
Yeah.
So I also played this other game called REZ. Have you ever heard of REZ?
No, you told me about it a little bit.
So if you're scared of Beat Saber, REZ will scare the shit out of you.
Well, I'm not scared of Beat Saber. I'm scared of getting sucked into a virtual reality world and not eating and dying.
I think you'll be fine. Eventually, you're going to be like, I need to go pee, and I can't pee in this virtual reality world.
Just wet myself.
So REZ was an original Dreamcast game, and played it on Dreamcast a bunch. Super graphically, it's super crazy. It's all like geometric shapes and colors and lines, and the music is like thumping 90s techno music. And it's like an on-rail shooter. So what you do is your character is like in the middle of the screen, and you pretty much have to block all projectiles coming at him. So you see these projectiles coming, and you use your control stick and wave over them while holding X, and then you can release X, and you can target up to 8 characters. So every time you target a character, you release X, it fires, kills them, usually in one shot. So what's fun with it, like with the graphics, with the music, it's just like going bonkers at you the whole time. It's like if you could see sound waves, it's just sound waves all around you. So every time you fire a projectile, it makes music too, almost like Tetris Effect, which is the same producer and director maker of that game, also made REZ. So really fun game. I got up to zone 2, which is 10 levels per zone. Probably took like maybe like a half an hour to an hour, and my head started hurting. I was like, I need to take the VR set off. Like, this is just visually too much going on, but a lot of fun. Looking forward to playing it. Recommend it to anyone with VR. Or if you don't and you have a Dreamcast, get it for Dreamcast because it's just as fun of a game. But the VR is insane. There's actually a mode in the beginning before you play where it's like, if you're not experienced with VR or if you get motion sick, put it on this setting. And then the other one was like, if you're experienced with VR, if you like crazy visuals, I'm like, yeah, give me that one. Went on that one, and man, my eyes were just wide. Like, probably didn't blink for the whole half an hour. Just shit is crazy. So I'll show that to you after we're done recording.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see that, definitely.
It's insane, and I'll make sure I feed you in case you stay on it too long.
I appreciate it.
I don't think you'll want to play it too long because it just gets crazy.
A little overwhelming, maybe, with all the visuals.
Yeah. So have you played Super Smash Brothers lately?
No, I haven't. Probably not for a month.
Since the last time we played?
Yeah, when we were playing online.
Gotcha. So my one buddy came over earlier this week, and he's like, what game you want to play? I'm like, let's play Super Smash Brothers. And he's been playing with his roommate for a while, and I haven't played in a while myself. And he was kicking my ass. We were like playing against 2 other computers, not on a team. But I was like, let's go online. Let's do like team battles online. So we go on, and we just keep getting our asses kicked. And we noticed that every team had one Ganondorf on it, the dude from Zelda, like the evil guy.
Yeah.
And he's an ass smasher. he has such power moves that are slow power moves, but if you get hit, you're getting knocked out right away. You're getting knocked off the stage. So we're like, let's both be Ganondorf and fight other people and see if we can win that way. Well, sure enough, our first battle was against 2 Ganondorfs.
Wow.
So it was 4 Ganondorfs on the screen, all like similar colors too, and we're like, who's who?
That's so confusing, man.
So
I can barely
confusing.
keep track of my character when they're all different.
Right? But we ended up winning that one, and we played like 10 more rounds and won most of them. So yeah, Ganondorf's my man. He's dope. You should definitely unlock him if you haven't yet and play him. I also unlocked Piranha Plant, which was like a free like DLC character that if you like registered your game or something by a certain time, you would unlock him. Do you remember that? Did you unlock him?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You had to do something weird, like where you had to go into the game's like data and redeem something, and then it was coming like months later, but you had to redeem it like 2 months before it came out. Either way, Piranha Plant's a pretty cool character. His skills are dope. He's more on the like close range side of fighting, but really cool character. So we should definitely play some of that together too.
Yeah, definitely. I always like Smash Bros.
Hell yeah. Trying to smash, bro.
Yeah.
So then, playing A Link to the Past and just like getting frustrated, which we will talk about. I was like, I need something easygoing. And I remembered a game I picked up a while ago that I got in the mail from Limited Run Games, which is called West of Loathing. And my one buddy, shout out to you, 8-Bit Andy, he told me, he was like, Bo, you need to play this game. Like, stop having it on your shelf, open it up, and play it. He's like, you'll love it. And goddamn, he was right. West of Loathing. You saw a little bit of me playing it when you got here, right?
Yeah, but is it West of Loathing?
Yes, West of Loathing.
Okay.
Yeah, you're reading the box right now.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
In West and Loathing.
Oh, yeah. No, West of Loathing. So it's a stick figure game. Graphically, you're not going to be amazed by it, but the humor behind it, like, it's very text-based, and you have to read a shit ton. So if you don't like reading, it's not for you. But if you want, like, a super laid-back, turn-based puzzle RPG game, I highly recommend it. So you choose your character in the beginning by doing like one of those carnival like shooting games, like where like the ducks go in a row.
Yeah.
And you choose your character like either male or female, but then it like switches the names. And I'm like, well, what name do I want to be? Like each one has like a bounty that's more, which I don't really know what that means at the time, and still don't really. But I ended up with Dick Rogers, and I was like, that's a strong name. It's a strong Dick
Powerful,
name.
very powerful name.
Very powerful, very, very masculine, I guess. And I chose my class, which one was like a cow puncher. One was a bean slinger, which is like a mage type character. Cow puncher is like your warrior. And then I am a snake oiler. That's what I chose. And then snake oiler can like make potions. He can throw snakes at you or smack snakes at you, and the enemy gets poisoned then. Comes in handy. Sort of wish I would have chose one of the other ones though. But so far, like, the game's amazing. You literally want to go talk to everything, investigate every little thing. It's all hand-drawn graphics, stick figure graphics. But like, it starts off where you're in your bedroom, and on the back wall it says use L trigger to move. So I moved to that wall where it was written, and it says this poster appeared here one night. And I'm like, what? Like, that's so cool. Like everything that's built into the game has something like funny about it. It's like, how did this poster get here? Who cares? So I walked to the bookcase and I started reading all the books, and it gave me a new title every time, and they were all like funny little titles. So I just kept pressing A button, smashing that. And finally, I read a book called Walking Stupid. I was able to open my inventory and actually read it. Like, I took the book out, and it was the only book I was able to take out and keep. So I read it, and I learned how to walk stupid. So now wherever I walk, I'm like doing a crab walk. I'm getting on my butt and
Doing
hands.
a cowboy walk at one point.
Cowboy walk, like ballerina walk, like you know how like a dog like rubs its butt on the ground, walk like that. Like it's so funny. But really, like you just do missions for every character that you talk to for the most part. Like I was in the bar and there's a spittoon area where I could investigate it. And I'm like, yeah, sure, investigate it, because like any RPG, you want to like look for stuff. So I'm investigating it, and it's like, do you want to investigate more? And it's like, yeah, I do. And it's like, now you're on your hands and knees. You look really dumb in this bar, and people are starting to look at you. Do you want to stick your hand in this gross tobacco juice? And it's like, yeah, I do. It's like, oh, it feels like it's burning your skin off. What are you going to do? And it's like, reach around more, give up. I'm like, reach around more. Ended up finding a ring that like gave me like better defense and stuff. I was like, cool. You know, it didn't do anything to me, but then I went to a different bar. There was another spittoon, and it was like, do you want to investigate this? And then, like, in quotes, it was like, well, you already investigated the last one. You're pretty gross anyway. You haven't showered yet, so you might as well investigate this one, too.
Yeah.
So it's cool that it remembers, like, what you've done in the game, too.
Definitely.
But there's a bunch of puzzles that, like, you know, I had to scratch my head on, where you have to get all three of these like criminals to be like in front of a jail that's not a jail. It's like a cardboard cutout jail, like a wooden cutout, like from a Hollywood set. And then you go to the back of it, and you have to talk to certain ones. You have to move around to make the other ones move. So you get them all in one spot, and then you slam the wood down on them, like the whole jail like falls on them, and you ring them up, take them to the sheriff, get paid, do all that. But really, like, the whole game, you're just trying to go out west more. And by going out west, there's like a mini map, or like a main map, I guess, and you find new locations wherever you're walking to. But every time you're walking, something happens, and it's almost like the Oregon Trail, where it's like, oh, like you found like a treasure chest on the side of the road. Do you want to open it? Like, of course I do. You know, or a skeleton comes and attacks you. Do you want to fight it or surrender? So it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it to everyone that has a Switch. I think it's for PC as well, but I don't believe it's on PS4 or Xbox, but I might be wrong about that.
I kind of want to buy it just for the box.
The box is dope. So I got the collector's edition. It comes with like a funny looking badge, like a sheriff's badge. It says like Sheriff on it, bandana, bunch of different little stuff, poster like of the map, pretty cool. But yeah, probably gonna just keep all that stuff in the box, because where the hell am I gonna put it? Maybe I'll dress up as him for Halloween.
Oh, that would be a good costume.
As a stick figure. I don't know if anyone will get it besides you, but yeah. So Tony, I got a topic that I've been thinking about lately.
All right.
Since I'm done with all the games that I played this week. Have you played any games?
No, I mean, I pretty much just played Link to the Past. You know, I've been stuck on that. I'm trying to beat it before you so I can feel accomplished.
Oh, yeah?
So that's my main goal right now.
Well, I'm wondering if you're farther than me. We'll see. So my topic is, have you saved anyone's lives? I was talking to my boss, and he got like a bunch of like treats the other day from this old lady down the street from the job. And I was like, you know, who is this lady? Like, why do you have all these like pieces of cake, like different like flavors of cake, all these different cookies, muffins? And he was like, well, her son really hates us, but she moved in with her son because she's old, and we found her like at the old job site, like lying on the ground, like passed out, and they like brought her back to the office. They called 911, and they saved her life. And when they moved to this new location, they were like going and talking to neighbors saying, hey, like, we're new here, just so you know, like, we have a salvage yard, like, nice to meet you, all this. And she opened the door on my boss, and she's like, oh my gosh, like, it's you, like, you saved my life, and I didn't know you worked here, but this is great. I was like, oh, wow, like, I remember a moment where I saved someone's life, and it was also an old lady, where I was walking to the mall, got out of my car, walking in the parking lot, and this old lady was, like, unconscious under a car, like a parked car, like she must have slipped.
And rolled under or what?
Rolled under, like half of her body was, like, under the car.
Wow.
So I, like, run up to her with my friend that was with me, and I'm like, hello, are you okay? Like, not saying anything. Like, she, like, couldn't talk. I was, like, a little freaked out. So, like, I picked her up a little bit so she could, like, rest on my chest. So she just wasn't, like, laying on the cement. And what bothered me a lot was that a lot of people were walking by and saw this scene. And it's like, this isn't a regular scene. Like, this isn't my grandma. You know, like this lady has fallen, and people are just looking at us walking by, and I'm like, man, society's messed up.
Yeah, no one stops to help or anything.
Yeah, everyone's so,
Too busy.
like, they care about themselves, you know? And it was sad, but I called 911. They came, and they got her. She, like, was able to, like, say her name by then and, you know, say where she lived. But she didn't know how she got there and stuff. And I don't know if she lived or not. You know, I hope she did. But at the time, like, I saved her life, which was crazy. Another time was my ex-girlfriend's dad. He wasn't the greatest of guys. Rest in peace. He's passed away now. But he took, like, some type of pill, like a painkiller, like a really strong narcotic, and was drinking a lot of beer on it. And we were outside, like, hanging out, playing out on this farm that he owns. And we go inside, and he's just, like, sweating up a storm, couldn't talk. I'm, like, yelling at him, and he was, like, so unconscious. I'm throwing water on him. He's not doing anything, just sweating. And I'm, like, checked his heart rate, was hardly even going.
Really?
Called 911, and we're in, like, Perry motherfucking County, like, bumfuck nowhere. And surprisingly, an ambulance came within, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it amazed me. But they're like, thank God you called. Like, he would have died. And he eventually died, like, a year or two later from a heart attack. He was a heavy drinker. But it was a good feeling, like, knowing that I saved his life, you know?
Yeah, you took initiative and did the right thing.
Yeah, pretty much. So how about you, Tony? Have you saved anyone's life?
No, I don't. I can't say I've ever saved anyone's life, not directly.
You saved my life once, Tony.
Yeah, when was this?
When we were out kayaking last year, and you and our buddy Dave, like, went through this, like, little chute, like, there's all these fallen trees, and it was, like, right at a bridge,
And the
like,
water was real fast. The
real
current was
fast,
rough.
real little tight stream that you had to, like,
Yeah, it was just like the width of the kayak.
yeah,
And you could it was at a bridge, and the rest of the bridge was dammed up with logs.
fallen logs,
Yeah, because there was a bunch of rain before.
yeah, storms. And you went in there, Dave went through it fine. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go. My sister's like, I haven't kayaked enough, so I'm going to walk the kayak out. And I was like, okay, that's smart, but I've been kayaking as much as Tony has, if not more. And I went with it, and I went a little sideways from the current and got sucked under one of the logs, and my kayak tipped and just went. And I got plummeted by all these rocks and water, and I was just fucked up. Like, I lost my vape pen. Luckily, my cell phone was in an otter box, and it was safe, and my keys were safe, thank God. But I lost something else, too. I was just like, God damn it. Like,
Your whole kayak, your shoes.
Oh, yeah, I lost my shoes.
Yeah.
Yep, some Nikes.
The kayak floated 500 feet down the creek. Luckily,
Yeah.
someone else was there and stopped it for us.
And stopped it, but it was the first and only time that I've ever flipped, and it just felt so shitty. Like, I was just, like, felt so defeated because, you know, up until then, we were having an awesome time. It was great weather outside, hanging out with friends and family, and it happened, and you were able to, like, help me up or get me out. Like, walking on the rocks without shoes sucked, you know, just like
Yeah,
being
it's
plummeted
miserable,
by
man.
the water, like my 200 plus pounds just like getting moved by this water because of how fast it was.
Yeah, and it was only probably a little bit past our knees, but it was really, the current was strong.
So strong. So yeah, I learned my lesson on that. I think that was our last kayak session last year, right?
Yeah, last summer.
It was a bad one to end on.
Well, it was fine. It was fun.
Yeah. But I felt like you sort of saved my life. You helped me through that one. You brought me back up, Tony, even though I was like really down in the dumps that it happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it happens, man.
it does happen. So thank you for that.
I'll tell you what, though, it's not easy to get a kayak that has been flipped.
That's filled with water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the toughest things you'll probably ever have to do in your
Yeah.
life.
Because it weighs like 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks. Everything's weightless in water until it's a kayak filled with water.
Yeah.
Oh, another time I saved someone's life was my mom's when I was younger. I remember like watching TV. She was in the kitchen, and she'd always be like, "Bo, come here. Like, I need you to do something." But she's like, "Bo," and like I heard something in her voice, and I like usually I would be like, "Wait 1 second. Like, wait until a commercial. I'll be out." And I heard something in her voice, and I ran to the kitchen, and her whole sweater, like half of her sweater, caught on flames because she reached over this candle, I guess, to grab something.
Yeah.
And half of it caught on flames. I immediately, like, I'm like 10 years old, 12 years old, immediately, like, grabbed a hand towel and started, like, beating her arm with it. And the flames went out on that side and then ignited the other side.
Wow.
And it was, like, a new sweater, so, like, it had all those, like, I guess chemicals still on it or whatever. Like, it was just, like, in flames. Luckily, it didn't catch her hair on fire. But I was able to get the rest out, and she was just like, "Oh, my God, Bo, like, you saved my life." And, like, I just reacted as a kid. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you can't panic. Like, that's family. Like, even if it was a stranger, like, I would have done the same thing. But, like, I was like, "Oh, my God, I did." And, like, I remember my knees, like, shaking so hard, and, like, I had to, like, sit down because I was, like, going to fall over. Like, just, like, my heart was racing. I was like, "Oh, my gosh, like, this was crazy." And my mom still remembers that. So, shout out to you, Mom.
Definitely get a big rush of adrenaline from something like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. Also, I need to shout out some people that are near and dear to my heart. The listing trailer at work. Shout out to you guys. This one's for you. So you wanna get to the main topic?
Yeah, I mean, do we want to talk about what we have planned coming up for the next month?
Oh, yeah. You wanna talk about it?
So we want to do a giveaway for you guys, for the people that have really been supporting us and helping us grow.
Our fans, our listeners, essentially it's a limited giveaway because you have to do something for us, essentially.
Yep. So what we're going to do is enter everyone who buys a Precisely Podcast t-shirt
Or hoodie.
We're going to do, you get 2 entries for a hoodie and 1 entry for a t-shirt. And we're going to run this for a month.
So what is it? It's May 11th?
Saturday, May 11th, we will announce the winner.
Yeah. So you have a month to buy a t-shirt or hoodie off of eBay. All you do is search Precisely Podcasts on eBay, and you'll see both the t-shirt and the hoodie. We have multiple colors, all the sizes. So order one, get it. I will mark your name down. I'll message you on eBay and make sure that I have the right name for you. So anyone that has ordered t-shirts or hoodies already, you're automatically entered for this giveaway. So what are we giving away?
We are giving away Spyro Super Pack for the Game Boy Advance.
So it's 2 Spyro games.
Yep, it's 2 Spyro games, and it's 95% sealed in box.
Yeah.
And it's complete.
It goes for a pretty penny. It's complete in box. Practically sealed. There's a slit at the top of the seal on it, but never been fully opened or played. The box is in really good condition as well.
Yeah, I'm holding it right now.
And
there's not a scratch on it. Right?
Yeah, it's a pretty uncommon game because it's one of those super pack, value pack games where it's 2 games in one. So what are the titles of the Spyro games?
It's Spyro Season Ice and Spyro Season Flame.
So yeah, if you guys want to enter, if you have any questions about it, all you gotta do is go to eBay, search Precisely Podcast, and order a t-shirt. So you're helping us grow, and you're going to be entered into this giveaway for an awesome, complete in-box Game Boy Advance game. Technically, too. So, let's get to Zelda Link to the Past.
Let's do it. I think last week we left off about the Dark Woods. Maybe we're getting the Master Swords. We got the Master Sword.
We both got the Master Sword. It was a lovely feeling. I forget exactly what I said, but I felt like the game was over once you get the Master Sword.
Yeah, I remember you saying you stopped shortly after that, maybe.
Yeah.
When you played before.
When I've played in the past, yeah.
Yeah, though, it doesn't. Getting the Master Sword in this is not like Breath of the Wild, where
you have to do so much.
Yeah, I feel like it is really a lot more worth it than Breath of the Wild, but also it's like later on in the game. This is just the beginning of the game, basically, once you get the Master Sword.
Yeah. So we got the Master Sword. What did you do after that? I did a bunch of searching around.
Yeah, I think I did. I definitely did some searching around also. I went up northeast to try and get the flippers that you told me about.
Yeah.
And I got there, and I think you need like 500 rupees. I had like 490 or something.
Oh, you're so close.
Yeah, and I went around, and there's nowhere up there to get rupees. So I had to
because
go like...
it's all like fish people.
Yeah.
Where if a ruby would fall, it's falling in the water.
Yeah, well, I think you just get bombs from them or something.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe nothing. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so I had to go the whole way back down.
Oh, that sucks.
And eventually I went back up and got them. Yeah, it was a pain, man.
Yeah. So I went back to the witch's house because I remembered I dropped off a mushroom off at her house. And once you go inside the house, there's magic powder. Did you ever do that? Did you get magic powder?
No, I didn't get the magic powder yet.
It definitely comes in handy, and it unlocks special things. So you can sprinkle it on anything, and it will like change enemies into like different looking enemies, like funnier looking enemies. Sometimes it will change enemies into fairies, which is super helpful. Like I noticed in the most recent dungeon that I was in, you know those like little like red cross looking things that like bounce off the walls?
Yeah.
So if you can get close enough to one of those and sprinkle the powder on, that's an automatic fairy, which is awesome and comes so much in handy, you know, when you get to the later dungeons and castles. So to the top right of the witch's hut, like you said, is the water trail that you walk up. You talk to that giant fish, you get the flippers, and you can swim, which is amazing. So I swam around a lot, and I, went around all the waterways. I remember vaguely going through a waterfall, so I checked all the waterfalls that I could. I eventually got one to the far left of where you get the flippers, and you go through the waterfall, and it's like, it looks like a fairy pond, but there's no fairy there.
Okay.
And it's like, do you want to like throw in some coins? And you can throw in like 5 or 20 at a time. I'm like, well, let's throw in 20. Threw it in. And it's like your happiness went up by 20. So I walked out, came back in. I'm like, I gotta throw in more. Did it 5 more times or 4 more times. Got up to 100 rubies. And a fairy popped out, this big ass fairy, and she's like, oh, thank you, for your support. Do you want to upgrade your arrows or bombs? And I was like, well, I want to upgrade my bombs because I have less of those than arrows. So I did it a bunch of times. I went through all my rubies because one thing that's nice about any Zelda game is there's so many rubies, and there's a decent amount of stuff to spend it on. But like something like this, I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to spend it on this. So I think I got up to I was able to hold 35 bombs until I ran out of rubies. Then after that, I went to the castle to do the epic battle, did you do anything in between?
I did. I went and I drained the swamp.
Okay.
But I don't know. I got a fish, and I guess you're supposed to do something with the fish, but I couldn't figure it out.
You can take it to the merchant that sold you the original glass jar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you do
Oh,
that.
but you have to make it the whole way there with the fish in your hand or something.
Yeah, so you can get attacked and the fish will fall out, and you can just like kill the people around you and pick up the fish again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I got attacked once, and then I like gave up on it.
Okay. It gives you like hearts and rubies. I don't think it's like anything like too special. I remember doing it, and I was like, oh, that wasn't really worth it. You know,
That
like,
makes me feel a little bit better then.
yeah, I think it like might have gave me like 50 rubies tops, and like just like not heart pieces, but like small little hearts that fill up your meter. Yeah, wasn't much. Anything else?
No, after that, I went to the castle also.
Cool. And I mean, we've already been in the castle, so we knew where to go. Essentially, at least I did. You like,
Yeah, I didn't know exactly, but it didn't take me very long to figure it
Yeah.
out once I looked at the map.
So you like go up to the second floor, go outside on the balcony, and then you use your master sword on that like lit up part where it's blocking you, and it opens up that area.
Yeah.
And then you fight a very, very epic fight, which I knew what I was doing. So I must have gotten to this part in the past. How about you? Did you know what you were doing?
I remember it didn't. I got there. I got to the boss my first try, but then I died, and I went back, and I think it only took me a couple tries.
Yeah. So this guy's like the main villain of A Link to the Past, it seems like. I forget his name. But he's essentially Ganondorf without being Ganondorf. So he says a bunch of words. He's like, you can't defeat me, blah blah blah. And you start fighting, and he has 3 attacks and one that can really fuck you up, which is the lightning attack, which I told you about. I was like, avoid that at all costs.
Yeah.
So if he goes to the top center, move to the left or right away.
Yeah, the corner, so he
Yeah.
can't hit you.
But then he fires 2 different like balls at you. And the white ball that he tosses at you, you can hit back at him, and that's how you can hurt him. No other attack will hurt him, unfortunately. So you have to wait until he shoots the white ball, you fire it back. It's like a Pong game, like a very easy Pong game to beat him at. The other one is like a bunch of blue balls that you can just swipe your sword at, and they disappear, or they like go away from you.
Yeah.
So I killed him, and I got sent to the Dark World. And then a very bad thing happened to me. Because on the dungeon before that, I forgot to get the Moon Pearl.
So what happened to you?
Well, I turned into a bunny.
Yeah.
The Moon Pearl prevents you turning into a bunny.
Oh.
And I couldn't do anything. So I used my mirror. I was like, fuck, I need to go all the way back to Death Mountain and find this Moon Pearl, which you pretty much have to like go all the way back up the stairs to the boss and then fall down a certain hole to get the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, it's the floor before the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got it, and I was like, cool. And then I got really confused on what to do next, because I kept going to the portal up top on Death Mountain, and I'm like, all right, now I'm Link. Like, now I can use my sword, and I'm trying to find a way out in the Dark World, and there is none. Like, there's no way to get off of Death Mountain up there that I'm aware of with the items that I had. So, little lost, little stuck. I'm like, fuck, I messed this up because I didn't get the Moon Pearl in time. Like, what do I do? I'm actually, like, looking up facts about it. I'm like, what do you do if you didn't get the Moon Pearl when you were at Castle 3? And a bunch of people have done it. And a bunch of people were like, fuck, I gotta restart the whole game. I'm like, this would suck if I have to do this.
Yeah.
So I was panicky, and then someone was like, "No, you're fine. Like, you dumbass. Like, just go back to the castle." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I went back to the castle. And as soon as I walked like close to the castle, I went to the dark world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just like transported me to the dark world. Um, yeah, but the whole time I was just like freaking out because I thought my game glitched out. But you know, Nintendo's smart and they don't make broken games for the most part. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, usually they don't, especially a game like Zelda or Mario. So, got to the first dungeon in the dark world. You got there as well, right?
Yes, I did.
This one's a bit tricky. You get to the first mini boss, which were those three pigs, like the red one and the two green ones, and it's easy to kill the green ones, but the red one was a little difficult. Were you able to figure that out without looking up what to do?
Yeah, those aren't the bosses, right?
No, but like to me, it was like a mini boss. At least how
Yeah, well, there's a
frustrating it
bunch
was.
of them, I think, through that dungeon.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Yeah, so some go like opposite the way you do,
Yeah,
and then you gotta get them to walk into your attack or whatever.
yeah, but the red one doesn't get hurt by your sword or anything. So what did you do? Do you remember?
We're talking about like the pig guys, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's three of them in a room.
Yeah, you can't attack the red one with the sword. At least I couldn't.
Yeah, I shot them all with arrows.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So yeah, essentially, you shoot the arrow and then you make them walk into it.
Yeah, exactly. But the green ones, you don't have to.
No, the green ones are easy.
They don't even
to
attack
kill.
you.
Yeah. The red one, as soon as you face it, it will fire a fireball at you that like takes down like two of your hearts, and it sucks. So I died a few times until I figured out I needed to use the arrows, and then it was fairly easy.
Yeah, you might be able to throw a bomb too. I don't know.
I feel like I tried, but then he was still attacking me when I threw the bomb.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm sure it'd be the same thing. There is a fairy pond within this castle. Through like a cracked wall.
Yep.
Were you able to find that? It helped me out a lot.
Oh yeah, it is. Yep. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
what it is.
And I got to the boss of this dungeon, which is like a scorpion-like thing with like a shield mask over its face.
Yep.
You get the magic hammer in this dungeon, which can pound like a bunch of different types of blocks down that are blocking your way. But it can also it can damage this mask off the final boss of this dungeon. So I used that, but I think I primarily used bombs and threw those at him and stayed very close to his face because it seemed like he only had one attack that I remember, which is like his tail coming out like a scorpion to hit you.
He shot fireballs too.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you did have to stay close to him.
Yeah.
So I think I had to use the fairies when I beat him. But
Yeah.
I was just kind of in his face, trying to get it done.
Yeah, so I got the mask off after a few bombs and like some hammer hits. And then his face is exposed. He has like this green gem on his forehead. And I like started hitting it with the sword, but then he would like run into me and I would get damage from that. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to shoot my arrows. And you can like just like super fast shoot arrows if you just press that button down a bunch. And I like shot him like 6 times in a row and he died immediately. I was like, cool, didn't even die once. This was probably one of the more easier battles that I got to. So yeah, happy with that. And then you get like this fairy girl or like this young girl that's like trapped in like a gemstone. She starts talking hoopla to you like, oh my god, you rescued me, but there's 7 others that need to be rescued as well. There's 8 of us that have been trapped by this evil villain, and you have to rescue all of us to, regain peace on Earth or whatever it is. I didn't really read it. Usually I read games, but pretty sure I was drinking at the time when I played it, or I think I was watching Game of Thrones and
yeah, they just kind of tell you the story, and then you got to save them.
But it's pretty
Save
cool
everyone.
graphics, like seeing that like gemstone that she was trapped in, like circle around, like for a 16-bit game. I'm like, this is pretty cool. Did you get to the next dungeon then?
Yeah, I did get to the next one. Well, before the first one, you go through like a that grass maze. What'd you think of that?
Before the first one,
Yeah, on your way to the first one.
I forget it.
Really? And you get the monkey?
Oh yeah, the monkey.
You gotta find the monkey in the trees.
Yeah,
In the bushes or
and
whatever.
you can't get hurt, or the monkey like runs away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I kept like getting hit once or twice, and like he would run away. So eventually, I like cleared all the enemies out and went back for the monkey. And he asked you for like an obnoxious amount of money to open the gate.
$100 or something.
Yeah, 100 rubies.
Rupees.
Rubies
Yeah, with a P though.
with a B.
Okay.
Have you looked it up?
No, but I'll look it up right now. I know it's a rupee.
All right. Well, either way, that was like a cute little thing to do. I hope to see that monkey again. It was weird, like in the maze that you're in, you can't really see your character, but then like through like little like slits in this grassy area, you do see. What are you showing me? What are you showing me?
I just Googled currency in Zelda.
Rubies. Oh, 1P, 2Es. Yeah, that looks right. All right, you win.
I know.
What's that image of, though? That doesn't...
A rupee. It's actually currency in like India.
Oh, interesting. It looks like a seashell or something.
Yeah, well, it's probably like a clay or silver pressed coin. Yeah, it looks like it's silver. Yep, it's silver.
Okay. Interesting. All right, Tony, you win. But yeah, it felt like someone was behind me when I was walking in that grassy area where you couldn't really see yourself. And then, sure enough, when I popped out, I was like, oh, there's someone behind me.
Yeah, a monkey.
A monkey. Monkey see, monkey do. So I went to the second dungeon immediately. You can open your map up and you see all 8 places that you need to go to.
Yeah, and they're actually numbered. I don't know if you have to do them in order, but I've been tackling them in order. So
Yeah. Sorry, my wife and sister are texting me right now and it's bugging me out. Thanks, Aubrey. Thanks, Kayla. Yeah, I went to number 2 because I wasn't sure either, but I'm pretty positive that you can do them out of order. Some of them you need certain items to get to the other ones, but I went to 2, which is down in the south swamp area. It essentially tells you, like, you start off in the light world and you read, or you go to the dark world, you go inside, you read this little thing, and it's like, what happens in the light world affects the dark world. So I'm like, all right, obviously I need to go back to the light world. Go back to the light world. The only thing you can do is pull that lever to unlock
fill
the water.
Fill it back up.
Fill up the stream. So you have to have the flippers by now to even go into this dungeon. So you go back to the dark world and you're able to traverse the caverns because of the waterways.
Yeah, I think. Oh no, this one is a lot of water, huh?
A lot of different water that you open up and like water shoots out and then you can swim through it. And it's pretty tricky. This one sort of bugged me out. It was the most difficult like dungeon for me to find out where the hell I needed to go next.
Yeah, there's a lot of backtracking in it.
Yeah.
Just,
you got to pay
It was
attention.
frustrating, definitely frustrating.
Mm-hmm. But eventually figured it out. I think we met up for dinner the other night and we were talking and you're like, oh yeah, I beat that dungeon.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, really? I'm like, how did you do it? And you're like, I don't really know. I'm like, fuck. So,
dude, it's so much. Like, you can't even.
Yeah.
There's so much you have to process. It's almost impossible, I think, to remember it.
I agree. But I was able to do it finally. Like, literally, it was the dumbest thing that I needed to do. There's like one switch that changes the blue blocks from up to down.
Yeah.
And,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I knew it had to do something with that, but there's another room that you have to go to have those blocks down, like the brown blocks down, to then advance to get the master key. And you get the hook shot, which comes in very handy.
Yeah, I love it, man. I use it all the time.
And I believe this is where the hook shot originated from, was this game. I don't believe it was in the original one, but I could be wrong about that. But you're able to shoot it out. It's like a chain thing that hooks onto like any item. So like skulls or pottery or whatever you can hook to.
Yeah, so it'll like pull you across the riverbed,
Or
you know,
like
that you
any
wouldn't be able
gap
to jump,
or whatever.
or you can use it and actually pull an item towards you.
Yeah.
So like if an
can do
enemy
that with
drops an item, you can pull it towards you.
And you can pull enemies towards you too, I believe.
I think it stuns them like the boomerang.
Okay.
But, well, yeah, I guess you do in this boss, you have to pull some of his kind of things.
Yeah. So what did you think about this boss?
It wasn't the hardest one so far.
It was more like a time-consuming one.
Once you get the rhythm down of it, you know, you just had to pull the balls off him and
yeah, so he's like
defeat him as quick as you can, and then it's easy.
He's like this one-eyed monster that has like a bunch of like little like cloud bubbles around him that are enemies as well. So you use the hook shot, it grabs an enemy, it pulls it close to you, you defeat that, and you just keep doing that until he's fully exposed. Then you just run up to him and kick the living shit out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found with a lot of the bosses I've fought, it's good to like keep the sword out and be powering it up, and that way when you get close to him, you can do the spin attack.
Yep.
Or if you hit him, run into him, you don't get hurt, you know, because you got the sword out.
Yeah, I agree.
So I've found that's helped me out a lot.
I agree. After that, that's when I started playing West of Loathing, man. West of Loathing.
Oh, really?
I was just like, I need a break from Zelda. So, sorry, V-Pixels. I don't have any more right now, but I plan on playing more. V-Pixels 86, shout out to you. She has been playing the game since I mentioned that we were going to start playing this game and talk about it on our podcast, and it's really cool seeing her progression throughout the game and our progression too, and being able to talk about it here and there. Very cool.
Yeah, so you also got the flute already, right?
Yeah, I did.
Ocarina of Time.
I think it's just called the flute, but it sure does look like the ocarina.
Well, it's the ocarina.
I'm not sure yet what it does. Do you know?
Well, I don't know everything it does, but I know one thing.
What? It makes music.
Well, it does make music. But I guess I played it in front of this statue, and then this bird came out. But
What
I don't know what it
statue?
does. In the town,
Yeah.
I played it by the statue there.
Oh, the northeast.
Yeah.
West,
yeah,
south?
the directional one, yep. And then some, like, seagull came out or something.
Oh, yeah? Did it talk to you or what?
I don't remember.
Interesting.
I don't remember what it does, though.
So, you get it from the flute boy. He says he buries it or whatever in the dark world.
Yeah, so in the dark world, he's like a fox,
Yeah.
and he's sitting on the tree stump.
And he's like, I got scared. So, I buried my flute somewhere in the light world. Can you find it for me? And it's like, sure. He gives you a shovel. And literally it's in the same area, like above him to the left in this like flower field. You just start digging around and eventually it pops out. And then you go back to the dark world and you give it to him there. And he's like, oh my God, thank you. Can you play a song for me? And you play it. And he's like, he turns into like wood.
A tree, yeah. He turns into a tree
So what's up with that?
on top of the stump. I don't know.
I mean, what do you think the meaning is behind it?
Fuck, I don't know. No meaning.
Everything has a meaning. It's
Does it,
Nintendo.
though? I don't know.
I think he like just sort of like gave up. Like he was just like, cool, like my legacy will continue through you, Link. Like, thank you. Like
I didn't really think about it too much.
He didn't really like want to live anymore because he got changed into like this fox thing.
Well, that was only in the dark world. everything has changed in the dark world, you know?
Yes,
So do you think...
but he still remembers the light world,
True.
you know? So I think the dark world is just another dimension that only Link is able to go back and forth in.
Yeah.
Where other people can't. Like, they're trapped in this other dimension that their mind used to be in the light world, you know? But now it's in the dark world. So they still remember the light world era.
That's a good theory. I like
Yeah. So I think he just sort of like gave up on life and was just like, cool, like you'll remember what to do with it, like when the time comes, because he doesn't tell you what to do with it.
Yeah.
You figured it out, I guess.
Well, I imagine. I don't know if that was like it was just a bird.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you like move that statue and there's stairs down under it.
Oh, really? In the light world or the dark world?
I don't know. But eventually you get there. So, what's up with cutting grass and enemies coming out of it, popping out and attacking you?
I don't know, but that's a pain in the ass sometimes.
Pain in the dick. Yeah. It was happening to me all over. I was just like, this is crazy.
Or you like step on a bomb or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, the dark world kicks my ass. It's insane.
Well, the enemies come out of the grass in the light world also.
Yeah, but it's more in the dark world, I feel like. And
I think the dark world's definitely more difficult. Like, the enemies are harder.
Yeah.
For sure.
Way more difficult. But, I mean, overall, I'm really enjoying the game still. It's all seeming fairly new to me. So are you going to go to Castle 3 then, or Dungeon 3 in the dark world?
Yeah, I'm at 3 now, but I figure we'll save that for next time when you're there also.
Okay. I think I got to like the gate of it and went inside, but I haven't played anything.
Yeah, 3 is the dark woods. So maybe it's the dark woods in the dark world.
Ooh.
But wouldn't it be the light woods if everything's like kind of reversed?
Yeah. But the fog goes away once you find the Master Sword too, so is it still the dark woods?
It's dark, yeah. It's definitely
still a little
dark.
dark, yeah. Just, it has that canopy of trees.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Thick ass forest.
Thick ass forest.
Hell yeah.
Anything else you got, Tony?
No, man.
I want to shout out Gaming Podcast Alliance. It's a bunch of different podcasts. You can go to gamingpodcastalliance.com. You can see our podcast there and probably like 9 to 10 other gaming podcasts that are really cool people. We love talking to them, sharing ideas, and also listening to their podcasts. So give that a follow. Search it up, gamingpodcastalliance.com.
Yeah, it's a great group of guys. And don't forget, we're doing a giveaway month long. So May 11th, we'll announce the winner. And buy some t-shirts, buy some hoodies, and you will be entered to win.
Automatically entered.
Yep.
And give us a follow on Instagram at Precisely Podcasts. And give me a follow at Bose_Game Room.
And me at Precisely_Tony.
Thank you, guys. We out.
We out.